Over the past 40 years, discoveries in Chinese archaeology have brought new insights into the beginning of Chinese history. The most famous find was made in 1974 when farmers in Xi'an stumbled upon a large underground army guarding the tomb of China's first emperor, who died in 210 BCE. It revealed more than 6,000 terracotta soldiers. They were vibrantly painted and represent the largest ceramic project ever completed. Other exciting finds include 4,000 to 6,000-year-old burials in the far northeast and southeast of China. These graves contain finely worked jades. The jades were obviously objects of great prestige, not only because of the precious material, but also because of the difficulty of working such a hard stone. Some of the jades are decorated with finely engraved faces. What these intriguing faces represent remains a mystery. In the Shang culture, over 3,000 years ago, bronze vessels played an important role in rituals. It was long thought that no culture of that time could equal the quality and beauty of the bronzes produced by the Shang. Then, much to the surprise of archaeologists, 2 pits were discovered in 1986 in Sanxingdui in Sichuan, far removed from the center of Shang civilization, but dating to the same period. They were filled with elephant tusks and bronzes unlike anything seen before. Large masks with protruding eyes, bronze heads, and finally, a life-size bronze figure. Nothing yet is known of the people who made these objects, and why they did so. Another find that surprised archaeologists was the tomb of Marquis Yi, discovered in the south of China in 1977. This tomb, dating to 433 BCE, contained over 22,000 pounds of bronze objects, the most ever found in one place. Many objects were magical creatures provided to protect Marquis Yi in his afterlife. Groundwater in the tomb had preserved many of the lacquer objects in near-perfect condition, providing a first glimpse of the wealth and splendor of this important southern art form. This is the tomb of Liu Sheng, a Han Dynasty prince who died in 113 BCE. His tomb shows the shift from the burial of ritual objects to the creation of an eternal home for the dead. Beautiful lamps provided light, incense burners perfumed the air, and elegant vessels were provided for food and drink. The most remarkable finds, however, were 2 jade suits worn by the dead prince and his wife. It was thought that the jade suits would protect the deceased. Much of ancient Chinese history remains buried. Who can guess what future amazing discoveries will be unearthed? These finds will undoubtedly force us to revise and update our view of Chinese history.
Originating during the late Heian period, 11th century, landscape screen Senzui Biobu is a 6-fold screen, color on silk, that was used in ordination ceremonies of the Shingon sect of esoteric Buddhism in Japan. The artist is unknown. Although a Chinese-style painting, this is a rare example of karae, which is Japanese art deriving from Chinese Tang Dynasty art. During the reign of Emperor Qianlong in the Qing Dynasty, the Buddhist deity Simhavaktra Dakini is a sculpture made out of dry lacquer inlaid with semi-precious stones. Simhavaktra means lion-faced, and Dakini means Skywalker. The Dakini's ferocious appearance resembles her power to overcome obstacles to enlightenment.
When talking about Asian architecture, what comes to your mind? Is it the Forbidden City in China, a Shinto shrine in Japan, a temple in India, or perhaps a mosque in Iran? The cultural wealth of the Asian continent is celebrated and cemented in its architecture. And in this episode, we take a look at some of the iconic building blocks of Asian architecture. Chinese architecture is as old as the Chinese civilization itself. The balance of humanity and nature is beautifully demonstrated in the designs of Chinese architects. The ancient Chinese featured animals and mythical creatures in the designs of their temples and palaces. They also put a lot of emphasis on symmetry. But why is symmetry valued so much in Chinese architecture? Well, it's about feng shui, or geomancy. The concept that arranging the house in a particular way would bring the owner good or bad luck. Another important principle of feng shui is to build a house that leans against mountains and faces waters. Japanese architecture is typically not native to the country. In fact, it was imported from China and other Asian cultures over the centuries. Traditionally, Japanese architecture is symbolized by wooden structures, slightly elevated off the ground, with a Zen garden or a dry landscape area nearby. But what's a Zen garden? This type of gardens is intended to imitate the essence of nature and help with meditation about the true meaning of life. The cleverly placed rocks in the garden evoke dramatic mountains and gentle hills, while the sand and gravel suggest streams, rivers, and the ocean. Islamic architecture is the range of buildings associated with Islam. Mosques are a typical example, featuring pointed arches, domes, and courtyards. It is a religious tradition to include domes in Islamic architecture. The shape of a mosque's dome contributes to the practicality of prayers as it echoes and amplifies sounds. Southeast Asian architecture is influenced by various religions, with Hinduism and Buddhism contributing the most. Buddhist temples include large open pavilions to accommodate large prayers or meditation groups. They are also likely to incorporate acoustic elements into their design.